Hi everyone, it's Killshot from 99 Gaming's The Walking Dead season finale complete recap. Wow, what an intense day yesterday. So many good things went down. Loved the episode, loved Fear the Walking Dead. A lot of things to talk about. We might touch on Fear the Walking Dead a little bit tonight, but we're probably going to table most of that for tomorrow night because just so many things went down. I got a super bold prediction for you guys for The Walking Dead, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that. Might blow your mind. We're not always right with the predictions, but you know how I roll. I got a good feeling about this one, so stay tuned. I know the comic fans aren't going to like it, but I'm going to go with it. That's the only way I know how to do it. And what we're going to do tonight is we're sort of going to walk through the episode. I know last night was just complete reactions to a lot of things that we did. We got super chats in the house. Rosemary Abbott is super chatting already. Hi Killshot, love your show and the 99 Walking Dead Army. Thank you so much, Rosemary, and thank you for being a part of the 99 Army. I saw Scott up there super chatting as well too, so we're going to get to a couple of his topics. Good statement there with Scott. Funny that Mercy had more action than Wrath. True, but I do think that they needed to tie a lot of loose ends to in last night's episode, so that was a good piece of it. And Scott also had another question I'm going to touch on tonight too, which is going to go to my super bold prediction, Scott, where he said, what do you think the show needs to do to improve on Season 9? So we'll talk about that. Let me start by thanking everyone for being here and everyone for being here all throughout the season. Some people thought it was going to end. Some people thought, okay, well, after last night's episode that the streams are going to wind. No, the streams are not going to wind down. We're going to ramp them up. We got a great group of people. We got, look, in a couple of months, we may wind them down a little bit when all of us are at the beach just sort of chilling, doing our thing. We will take a little time off, but we are transitioning from The Walking Dead to Fear the Walking Dead. We got, I think, a lot of firepower here, and let's keep this thing rolling right along. So let's get into tonight's, I keep saying tonight. I feel like it's Sunday all over again. Let's get into last night's episode and sort of go through a couple things. And also, just another super special shout-out to all the people that were watching at the theater last night. Thank you. Appreciate you representing. And on the Facebook fan page, we got a couple people. I at least saw one of the 999 Army shirt. I didn't go through a lot of them, but I did see somebody representing. So last night's episode, we got a little bit of that touching scene with Rick and Carl walking along. It's all about Rick in that moment, remembering what it's like. Carl wanting to remember what it feels like, to feel good, to have something to live for. And then I found something a little bit interesting, so I will touch on a couple hidden clues. Who noticed that when Gracie was crying, Rick looked in the mirror? It was like deja vu to when Rick found Gracie in the crib in the first place. After he killed Gracie's father, he looked in the mirror almost the same way, like, do I recognize this person? I know it may be a little bit symbolic, but remember we were talking about Rick not... his bloodlust not being quenched, and I think he's like, he doesn't recognize himself. I think that is the whole symbolism in that scene. We're going to move over to Rick Fisher's Super Chat. Those of you that are new, I'm explaining Super Chats. It is a monetary donation, but it freezes, it shows a colorful screen. So anytime you make a Super Chat donation, I will stop whatever we're talking about, and I will acknowledge your Super Chat. So that's the rules. That's the rules that we play by. Rick Fisher says, I don't know if you remember, but last night I had to find a way to get home from mother-in-law's house. Now need a new place to live. She said, oh, no. That's hardcore, Rick. Rick, tell me, this is rough. Do we need to serenade the wife? What do we need to do to make this right? So, Rick, I need a follow-up statement to that. If you guys don't know, Rick was at his mother-in-law's. He was an hour away trying to find a way to get home. They were coming up with every excuse they possibly could. He made the mistake of super chatting that comment for everyone to see, probably his wife and his mother-in-law as well, and there were just a whole lot of excuses that popped up. I'm thinking that Rick might have used one of those excuses. So if we need to do something special in the 999 Army, maybe this group here can do like a group apology. Maybe I can sing a love song or a forgiveness song to your wife. We'll do something, but let me know what we can do. Captain, wait. Hold the phone here. Who promoted Lieutenant O.U. Crawfish to a captain? Was it Steph? Michelle? Shanny D, one of you, did you guys change the crawfish's rank? Because he was a lieutenant yesterday, and he went up to a captain. I'm going to go ahead and read his comment. If I had my ELO 999 shirt, I'd rep it everywhere. That's on Steph. Steph's going to do some creative T-shirt design, mixing it into some random thing stuff in the background. I'm pretty excited. I know she's got some crazy designs. But we'll hold tight for that one. PD Week, there you go. Look, so Rick posted a super chat saying that he doesn't have a place to stay, and PD Wheatstraw is already chipping in for the flowers and the chocolates. So that's how we roll. That is some sincere dedication. You guys are cracking me up. I'm gonna tell you, yesterday was intense, and this is starting to feel like a random things stream. If you guys don't know what that's about, it gets very we get off topic like more than we are right now. I got a feeling we're gonna get more off topic before the end of tonight's episode. All right, and we got whoa. You know, the creativity is unbelievable. So, you know, Rick, we finally got Pete D to talk about something other than Tara dying. So he made a donation toward Rick's attorney's fees. So, you guys are killing me. All right. Kel, can you do me a favor? Can we set up a poll on the 999 Army Facebook page of what Rick can do to get back in the good graces of his wife? Keep it clean, everybody. Keep it clean. But so Kel's going to set up a poll where we'll do 3 or 4 options. Kel, maybe you can come up with some good ideas, and then we can do some other, and we'll see what the vote is like on the 999 Army Facebook fan page. All right. Good enough. Good enough. Pieces says we're all family. We got to stick together. I agree. We're going to take care of Rick. We're going to find a solution. So there will be more to come with that conversation. We'll start. You know, I like to be diplomatic, so we'll start with a survey. We'll see what the group thinks, and then we will pick we'll pick some of the best answers, and we'll read them, and maybe we'll do a giveaway for some of the best answers. Maybe we'll give away a shirt for one of the best answers. Sheila Beasley chipping in for the day at the, whoa, I like that. A day at the spa for Rick's wife. She deserves it. So if you guys like that idea, Kel, use that as one of the Facebook survey questions. Sheila Beasley throwing that in there. A spa day for Rick's wife. I like that. Jimmy's Jamming says, I'm a little concerned with the lawyer's fees. Look, Jimmy and Pete D, I love you guys, but let's not get to the lawyer fees just yet. Let's get to let's get to the makeup first. This is not going to be a Walking Dead recap. It's not going to happen tonight. New people are coming into this, and they're like, "What in the hell are you guys talking about?" It's good stuff. Hello, Alicia James. It's no problem, man. All right, I'm gonna try to get back until the next person does like a really really good makeup idea. Michelle, don't you have? I mean, maybe some makeup tips. I mean, Michelle Yang does beauty tips and secrets and all that stuff. So, any advice? I mean, I don't know that that's the right avenue to go in order to make up, but I'm sure we can have some creative stuff in there. Captain Crawfish, you know what? I actually like that better. I'm just going to get rid of the OU and just Captain Crawfish. Sounds good. It flows. Actually sounds better than Lieutenant Crawfish. All right, you get the official promotion. Captain Crawfish is offering the Heapsters as a location for you to relocate to. That's harsh. But I do know that there's some vegetables there because there was an eggplant that Morgan grew before he left. So you do have some food options. And hey, Jadis, sorry, Ann with an E. God, I got blasted for that so bad last night. Every time I say Jadis, somebody's going to call me out on it. Ann with an E had some nice IKEA furniture. So yeah, and actually that's a good size for one person. So that's like a last resort, Rick. All right, some really, really good makeup ideas. So, Rick, I'm going to say this: if the fact that we've for your wife dedicated 10 minutes of a recap video to making up, and also we're dedicating a poll, a survey, I should say survey. Oops, not a poll. Scratch that. Rewind. Up. I know I'm going to get a survey. All right, I'm losing it. I'm losing it tonight. That should be good enough. Just tell her to forgive you. Okay, we're moving on. So, what did you guys think about the vibe for pre-war? Everybody seemed up-tempo. Seemed like the group was, they were at peace with the fact that they could lose, that they could die. Henry said, we will beat them today. Jerry said, not accepting shit. We're not losing shit. I mean, Jerry was like hardcore. Rick and Michonne holding hands as they walked out. They were ready to lay their lives on the line. Sheila Beasley says the whole episode was great. I know some people didn't, and I understand that. I'm not going to make it, as kind of a, dog the writers out session. The word I've heard from a couple people was it was a little rushed, and I'm okay. That's fair enough. I still think it was a great episode. I think if people go back and just watch it again and highlight a couple of how the relationships played out, I think they'll be a little bit more forgiving. But I've heard people say 6, 6.5, 7. I'm going to ask the group right now, and people watching the playback, from a 1 to a 10, rate the episode right now as far as your ranking for the season finale. Good. I'm good we're seeing some people loved it. So I see some 8s, some 9s, some 10s. So I'm okay with that. A lot of 9s and 10s. And look, hey, we all have a right to our opinion. The one thing that I would say for the group, anybody that rated it below an 8, watch it again. There were some really good. There's some really good closure. There were some really good interactions last night, and I think we're going to continue to break down that episode for some time to come. Michelle Yang gave it a 7. Michelle, you didn't hear the K-pop music in the closing credits? What? There, see? That would give you like an 11. Who else we got here? I see some super chat going on. Valar in the house. So Valar says, "What's up to Kill, Steph, Emmy, Bree, Kale, Sweet Tommy, sponsors and Patreons." Thank you so much, Valar. Appreciate you doing that shout out for the entire group. And Valar comes in and says 9 for the show. Don Machiavelli jumping in saying, "Happy when I saw Rick cut Negan like the comics." Yes, and I am going to make a comic reference as well. I am going to make another announcement as well. Let me make a comic announcement, and then I'm going to give you my Super Bowl prediction before we get too far into the show, because we may not even do a full recap. So now that the show has completed and we're moving on to Fear, I am going to start back up the comic reads. I know some of you have read all the comics. Some were waiting for me to read to get caught up. But we just went through Carl getting into the sanctuary and a couple episodes, I think, after that. So I have to catch back up. Pretty good following with that. I think, we got 1,500 to 2,000 people usually listen to the comics. So I am going to try to get completed with the comics before Season 9 starts. Alicia, if you don't read the comics, I have read 100 and something episodes, maybe 103, 104. So if you have some free time, go back and check some of those out. If not, just kind of pick up. We'll be posted on this channel. So here it is. Dashing One says, Kills, I remember you saying Sherry may become Alpha after the infinity sign on the note for Dwight. That is correct. So I'm going to give you my bold prediction. The comic fans are not going to like this. And I have done a little bit of research, but I do need to catch up. I think Sherry's going to be Alpha. I really do. And I think Dwight is going to be Beta. The loyalty, the relationship between the two of them, the fact that they don't have anywhere to go, that they need to start over, the fact that Beta needs to hide his face. Hold on, everybody. I know some people want Sherry to be Alpha, and then give me a chance. Give me a chance to rationalize this. Dwight actually is with Alexandria and storms in on the Whispers and is involved with that. I don't think Dwight is comfortable with anybody. I think when Daryl kicked Dwight out and said, go find Sherry, that relationship between, look, and we saw honeymoon and the infinity sign. Alpha has the infinity belt. I think it makes perfect sense. And Dwight wanting to hide his face makes perfect sense. Dwight wanting to get back at them. I mean, Dwight apologized, and Daryl said, if I see you again, I'm going to kill you. Now, maybe Daryl kills Dwight if he becomes Beta. I know it's not popular at this point, but we are going to talk about it a little bit more, and I need to do a little bit more comic research. But as I thought about it, I think there's more to come with that. I got a couple super chats, and we're going to get back to some of your comments with that. So let me catch up with super chats really quick. Captain Crawfish says, man of my word, gave Fear a chance. Best season yet. Absolutely, it was the best season yet. Fear premiere was excellent in the character development, the fact that they focused on these new characters before getting back to the old characters. They had me right at the very beginning. So thank you for that. Tomorrow night we're going to talk Fear. We're going to talk exclusively Fear. And then we'll kind of go back and forth with these. So, hopefully you guys liked it as much as I did. Before we get to the next super chat, we've got about 3. I'm going to... Actually, you know what? I'm going to hold that question because the screen is going to go a little bit nuts. Let me get to a couple more of the super chats. So, DeMarco Andretti with a super chat. Thank you so much for your contribution and your support of 99 Gaming Channel. And moderators, if DeMarco has a follow-up question, can you just kind of keep a close eye on that? Scott Kernan says, then who will Maria Bello play? She is Alpha. Scott, I don't know that there's been an official confirmation of that. I keep seeing Maria Bello, but I know it's been a long time rumor. It was one of those rumors, kind of like Henry Rollins playing Negan, and that never happened. I'm going to hold on and say it's Sherry. But we'll get to that as well. Joe Fulford with a super chat. So Joe says, last night's episode, off the chain, best of the season, but why did Rick walk right into Negan's baseball bat? Hold on. Sorry, we got a lot of streaming with that. That's Jimmy's Jammin'. Beep, beep, beep. Let me rewind just a second. That is not Joe Fulford's super chat. There's my screen is just streaming like mad. I'll get to you in 1 second, Jimmy. Joe Fulford says, why is Maggie so angry with Rick? Isn't it better for Negan to suffer for the rest of his life rather than die? I mean, that's how I would see it. So, Joe, I don't... I think that is going to be something that might soothe their relationship. Maggie doesn't know that the purpose of Rick and Michonne keeping him alive is to rebuild civilization and is to make an example out of him right now. So I think that could help them a little bit later on. But I think Maggie just sees it as that Rick is showing sympathy toward him, and her sole purpose was to get Negan to Glenn's grave and to kill him right at Glenn's grave. I mean, she said it. She's just, she's possessed by it at that point. And I understand Maggie wanting revenge, but the way she wants revenge is up there. It's pretty dark. So probably more to come with that, Joe. I can see that starting out as a rough relationship, and eventually they may have to smooth things out. But thank you for that question. Next one is Jimmy's Jammin' says, last night's episode, off the chain, best of the season, but why did Rick walk into Negan's baseball bat? Yeah, I mean, the fight scene was not the best of the fight scenes, although there was some nice creativity with Rick, like using the Carl thing to his advantage. So Rick is maybe Rick's hand-to-hand skills are as bad as his shooting skills. Rick has a little bit more to be desired with his fighting. All right, let's get another super chat in here. So we've got Mega Dr. Dre. Will Maggie and Daryl try to kill Rick next season? Wow. That is such a tough question at this point. They could create just this complete civil war between the group, but I don't think so. I think the bonds are too deep with them. I'm going to say no. We're going to throw that out for the group, though. So I'm going to have a follow-up question with that in 1 second. Let me grab one more super chat, and then I'm going to kind of give a 999 interstream survey. So, Bryn, did Father Gabe know that the bullets were going to backfire before they actually did? And when did Eugene decide to do that, before or after Rosita and Daryl tried to kidnap him? So, no, Father G did not know, to my knowledge. And I think when he went back after... I think he made real bullets, and then the bullets for the firing line when they were starting to rush, when he said to Father G, follow my instructions to the T, or something along that line, we're going to change Savior history. I think when he saw Daryl and Rosita, that was when he decided to follow through with his plan. So I think we're caught up with the super chats. So I'm going to go back and focus on a couple more super chats in just 1 second, because I do want to kind of get everybody's idea. So as stated a little bit earlier, I think it was, I don't know who said it with fear, but I do want to ask the group right now. So I've seen what you've rated The Walking Dead finale. Overall, we probably had a consensus score of about 8.5. The people that watched Fear last night, give me your fear rating from a 1 to a 10. What would you rate Fear the Walking Dead premiere? Carolyn Fritz says 8.5. Laura oh, I'm loving this. I'm loving these high scores. 10, 10, 10, 9s. Good stuff. Good stuff for a premiere. I mean, there's a few that didn't like it. I understand that, but overall, very, very solid. All right, hopefully we are back. It was like a brief commercial break. So if you guys can hear me loud and clear, try not to break the internet. Been some crazy weather the last couple days, so who knows? Maybe that's it. We're good. At least hopefully we're good enough to wind down the stream. I'll take that cue as we've gotten about 30 minutes in. All right, everybody, we're going to give this one more shot. If it goes a little bit crazy, we will wind this thing down and we'll pick it up tomorrow night. So I am here just for a moment. We'll see how it goes. I know we're running about 30 minutes so far with the stream. So if we go back to that, I'll just wind this thing down and we'll stop on whatever topic we are and we'll table it for tomorrow. We've got a good bit of chat out there. I know we spent really good suggestions early on. So Rick Fisher, at least we got that information out there. We got a good, I think, a survey, a good pulse of The Walking Dead. I'm going to ask you guys one more time to go ahead and break the YouTube, break the internet. Give me a quick rating of Fear the Walking Dead. I know I asked you that question a little bit, so if you're watching this playback, it's going to be like, why do you ask the question twice? That was where we got a little bit interrupted. So let's do it again. Let's see if we can break the internet one more time. I got some people are raising. You can't raise your score from the first one to the second one. You guys have to be consistent. So there we go. We got some 8s and 9s. A couple people still solid 6s. Jason the mixologist is like 12. That is crazy. That's a crazy good score. But I've got pretty extensive notes. So tomorrow night we're going to jump on that. But if you're not a big fan of Fear, join us tomorrow night because we will have some Walking Dead topics and we will have some random topics that we throw in there as well. So let me go back just to a couple topics why we're able to get this through. So I think the moment in last night's episode, so thank you for that. I'm not going to talk about Fear tonight, but I just wanted to kind of get an idea of what the crowd thought. But pretty good stuff there. So in The Walking Dead, let me kind of rewind it back really quickly. Take that, rewind it back. Henry, Morgan almost killing Henry, I think, is the moment where Morgan officially decided to leave. Do you guys agree or disagree? That's when he knew that regardless of what happened in the war, that he was taking off somewhere. I mean, it was close. And there were some predictions. So that's the type of little tidbits from last night's episode that I think some of the people that rated it as a 6 is when you look at what happened with Morgan, what happened with Eugene redeeming himself, Father G and his faith, science and religion both being highlighted there, the dynamic between Maggie and Daryl and Rick and Michonne, Jesus, can Jesus turn dark and be willing to go in and kill Negan? I mean, some good storylines. I mean, they said there was not going to be a cliffhanger. That's a hell of a cliffhanger as far as I'm concerned. Maybe it's not who dies next, but there's some unanswered questions. That's the part, if you gave last night's episode of The Walking Dead, not Fear the Walking Dead, below an 8, I would just ask you to go back and watch it one more time because I think there's some things that really, really are important for the future of the show. So, Super Chat, Jason, Mixologist Daily says, Kills, what do you think is Jesus' endgame with the plotting with Daryl and Maggie against Rick and Michonne? You know what? I was just talking about that and didn't see your Super Chat. So I think that's, see, we're thinking alike. That's a great segue. I think Jesus' endgame is to answering that, so there's your cliffhanger. We thought Walking Dead was a cliffhanger. My question answering there is a cliffhanger. So let me see if I can get this answer in, and we're going to wind this down, because I don't think the stream is going to cooperate tonight. I think his end game is to find someone that he can be a lieutenant for, that he can be the right-hand man, and I think he is going to support whatever Maggie wants to do. I don't think Jesus has his own individual plan, but I do think that she's going to be able to give him instruction. He's going to get the job done. Carolyn wants to know, is he the next Simon? I don't think so. I don't think they're going to be at that extreme. But Maggie did say that we need to build up and be more prepared next time. So she didn't necessarily say there was going to be an impending attack, but she did give the idea that we're not backing down from anybody. All right, everybody, we're going to wind the stream down. It is not going to cooperate with us tonight, so we will be back at 9:30 tomorrow. We got most of the chat in there. We got most of the things that we want to talk about. We'll get to the bottom of it, and hey, the chat is working fine, so I can type in there, I can stream. But once again, I want to thank everybody for being here. I'm going to do as many shout-outs as we possibly can. You know what? We did this one other time. I think it was on a Monday night. We did a recap. And then as soon as we gave up on the stream, it was fine for the next hour, and we were just freestyling. I wanted to be a little bit more patient tonight and see how it happened. So if you guys could just do me a favor,